do 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 That is disgusting. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, it's been a while since we filmed a tutorial, but we are here. I wanted to get a look up for like New Year's Eve inspo, so I created this. I didn't really know where I was going with it. I knew I had a couple of ideas I wanted to do or create in this look, but yeah, this is like hopefully giving you guys a little bit of grunge glam New Year's Eve inspo. Yeah, so here we are. Feels very strange being back in front of the camera, but if you want to know how I created this grunge glam New Year's Eve look, then just keep watching. I'm also sorry if you guys can hear the wind and rain. It's very miserable today. So what I'm doing is I'm basically starting off using the P. Louise base in the shade 2 because I'm quite fair at the moment. I've scrubbed all my tan off. The reason that I'm using this brush, I keep my other carving brushes in my kit, but this is a 3 Wishes brush and it is a very, very good dupe for like a carving brush. So I'm just basically like getting all of that product on there. So I'm just getting that on my brush and I'm going to start by carving out the shape of my brows. My brows are, I can't talk while I'm doing it. My brows are so unruly at the moment. Like, I knew they were bad, but oh my god. When you see them in a ring light, well, 2 ring lights and a daylight bulb, you realise how bad they are. So I'm just tapping this all over my eye, making sure that we cover everything. I think the main reason that one of the big reasons that I don't film as much anymore is because I just never know what I'm gonna do. And sometimes, you know, I'm trying out new things, I'm doing new looks, and sometimes they don't work out. Again, the tip here is to just be super light-handed with what you're doing. She says, going in with a really heavy hand. And when you pat that base down, you want a firm bounce, but you don't want to be like that. You just want to be like bouncing as if you would a beauty blender. I think pressure of your brushes is like the most important thing, and I think when we see dramatic looks, we always think, oh my god, you know, you instantly think you need to go in with a heavy hand, but the more dramatic the look you're trying to achieve, the softer you want your hand pressure to be. Especially if you're trying to get a pigmentation up. Soft, soft, soft. When I'm teaching, I always come across as the heavy-handedness, and I think because people just assume, and you would really, like, you think, well, you know, I want more pigment like a pen. If you want more pigment from a pen or a pencil, you push harder, but actually it's the complete opposite. I can't wait to get my brows done. This is next level hair. When I get my brows done, I end up with so much more space. It's amazing, and the skin is so much more clean. If you've never had your brows done and you're struggling with like shapes and eyeshadow, I would highly recommend, even if it's just like getting them waxed and tinted, because it gives you such a clean surface area to work from. Wow, we're looking crazy right now. Another 3 Wishes brush, I can't talk, another 3 Wishes brush. I love this brush set. It's the white brush set. They very kindly sent them through to me to try, and I'm literally obsessed. I think what's nice is that they've designed the brushes with like makeup artists in mind, so, or like, you know, when you get a brush set, it's kind of, sometimes it's a bit shite because you get a brush set and like none of the brushes are actually what you need, which is always really useful. But they've designed this brush set so that pretty much every single brush, in fact all of those brushes I've been using at the moment and I love them, yeah, they've designed it so that you can get use out of all of them. And I've not really explained what I'm doing, but I'm just buffing away that harsh edge of the base so that I don't get any harsh edges when I am blending out my shadow. But obviously I've still got that base there, so I think I've got a discount code for them as well, so I will pop that down there. I'm also going to be answering some of your guys' questions as I go because I feel very alone when I'm filming, so it's nice to feel like people are here with me. No questions, but you are killing it. I love Jamie G and you are like her UK sister. Thank you so much. I always take it as a massive compliment when people say I'm like Jamie Delavie because she's amazing. Another question we've got is, how do you get rattlesnake pigment so bright? I wet it and everything and it never basically, like, how do you get pigments bright? The honest answer is you don't want to wet it, you don't want to do anything like that. You literally want to put a base colour underneath. So if you want it to be super, super bright, I would put, say rattlesnake, I would put like a neon green underneath it, or, you know, whatever kind of colour, not white, but neon green, so basically like match those colours. And then use a fluffy brush to apply it. If you use a flat brush, you're just going to end up rubbing away all the glitter and you're going to end up making it look like a foiled shadow, which is not what we always want. And you've got to be super, super soft, so you literally have to use a fluffy brush like the Zoeva 227. Literally like just super, super soft and fluffy, just tapping that on. You'll get a fallout, but you know, I don't really get what the problem is with fallout, to be honest. Like, I don't really understand why everyone has an issue with it. But I'm going to grab the P. Louise palette. I'm going to grab the shade Love Struck, which is a dark brown, probably my fave dark brown ever. God, I'm such a mess. I've not filmed in so long. For anyone who is late to the party, hi, I'm Annie. I've got really textured eyelids. And that is the way that my life goes. So I've patted that back in. I'm now going to go in with a little bit of the Love Struck shade. So what I'm doing here is pretty much just pressing this right into the crease of the eye. Whenever I do a black smoky eye, I always go in with that dark brown first. This is like going to be my in-between colour because I don't want to try and blend with just black. So I'm just making sure that this dark brown goes on first. Brown is a lot easier to blend out than black is. That's just, I feel like that's pretty common knowledge. So give yourself a really intense dark brown to work with, and then you can do the black all over and bring it up. Game changer. Fortunately, I've got quite a lot of lid space. Like, well, I say lid space, I've not got much lid space, but I've got space between my brow and my eyebrow. Wait, no, what? Between my crease and my eyebrow. I have even more when my eyebrows are actually done. And that is also another reason why it is really good to get your eyebrows done. Especially if you have a little bit more of a hooded eye or you're lacking in space, getting your brows done will give you more space to work with. This is a Zoeva 227, by the way. So yeah, just kind of gently, I like to kind of tap it in to sort of set it first, and then I can start blending. Because we've gone in with a tacky eye base and we've not set it, we start sometimes trying to, well, with my eye anyway, if I start trying to do too much like blending, it catches because my eyes are textured. So you're better off kind of packing it on, setting everything in place, and then we can do the blending in a bit. We definitely need glitter for this look. I'm like trying to work out where I want to put it. Do I want to put it on the lid? Do I want to put it on the inner corner? I feel like I just want glitter everywhere for a New Year's Eve look. I've had 3 cups of coffee, so my hands are super shaky. I don't get like much more enthusiastic than this. I just get shaky hands, and like internally I'm bouncing off the walls, but outwardly just sound as monotone as ever, really. I always love doing this bit of a look, whether I'm teaching or like on clients, because if they catch a glimpse of it, they're like, oh my god, what's she doing? And I'm like, don't worry, just trust the process. I know what I'm doing. I'm a doctor. So we're just really building up that colour, that intensity. And these shadows from P. Louise and then the base as well, it's just like a dream combination because everything blends out like so perfectly. You could even take that brush if you wanted and like blend out, because they just blend so good. So now we're looking like a little egg. I'm just checking questions like as I'm kind of going along, really. So what is your favourite fake tan? So actually my favourite fake tan is a brand called laex tan. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Their tans are so good. Ooh, as I'm doing this, I'm taking a MAC 221. I'm taking a little bit of, it would be really nice if we could, you know, focus on this, thanks. Taking a little bit of the shade Fling from the P. Louise palette and just starting to blend those edges together. Yeah, so my fake tan, I love laex tan. They are so good. So they reached out to me in the summer and said we'd really like it if you tried our tan. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm always up for trying tan. And they sent me medium and I was like, you know what, I'm more of like an ultra dark kind of gal. So I was a bit worried. And they were like, no, medium will be fine. So I was like, okay, you know what, we'll trust the process. And oh my god, the medium tan that they sent was literally like darker than ultra dark from Bondi Sands. I was like, oh my god. So that's my favourite tan. I've literally just, I'm using up like the last of it now, but I love it. The colour for me is like spot on. There's not an obnoxious smell. You can get loads of different ones, so you can get like one with no guide colour so it doesn't stain anything. But even there, I've whacked out the instant tan a couple of times, like the kind of, you put it on and it's like an instant colour. I've used that a couple of times if I've been going out last minute or changed my outfit and needed to put a bit of tan on. And it's so good because it dries down, so even if you're like sweating or, you know, it's raining or whatever, it doesn't come off. And it even gives you, like, when you do wash it off, it even gives like a little bit of a colour to it, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm a big fan of them. Again, I will leave their Instagram and stuff down below, and they're like the same price as Bondi Sands as well, like maybe even a bit cheaper. When I was looking at them I was like, I need to reorder actually. So, but I get the medium one. They do a dark one, but I'm a little bit scared to try it if I'm honest, because I think it might be too dark for me. But a couple of layers of the medium tan is enough. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just filling in this colour. And everybody, we all know me. On myself, I like grungy, worn in. I think the reason that I like it so much is that for my eyes, my eye shape, my style, I'm never gonna get like, I'm never gonna have a flawless base. And that's just pretty much because of the texture that I have. So you know what, fuck it. If my eyes won't blend as much as I want them to blend because the texture's there, I'm just gonna own that. I'm just gonna do it. So we end up getting a little bit more of that grungy vibe. But that's me anyway, so even if I did have a clean canvas to work on, I would still do my eyeshadow grungy and worn in and messy. I like doing glam on other people where it's like, you know, perfect or whatever you want to call it, and more sort of structured. I guess structured is the better word. Like for me personally, I enjoy the fact that we can do makeup like that and I don't have to play by the rules. Like I don't have to, I don't want to, I never really have, ever. So I really enjoy just, Sometimes I really enjoy doing like a proper grungy, like messy, you know, not blended look, and just watching the comments and watching all of the people who absolutely get so mad, so mad that I've not like blended my eyeshadow how they want me to blend it, or you know, that there's harsh edges and shit like that. Imagine getting so angry that someone who's just doing shit how they want to do it, like, imagine getting angry at that, you know. Very mad. Very mad. So yeah, I'm pretty much just building up that colour round. You kind of want to blend like half on that dark shade and then half off, and you need the super softest hand ever. Otherwise it just, if you push too hard, it just sets everything in place and nothing will blend. So nice and soft. Okay, I haven't got a fucking clue what's going on. I can't see the viewfinder because I'm being blinded by these ring lights, so I'm just rolling with it really. So yeah, some of that darker shade should disappear, but that's okay because we're going to go back in and build it up. So it's not a massive issue if it goes. And to be fair, it's all going to end up kind of blending into each other anyway. So, cool. Looking good. So now I'm going to go back in with that Love Struck shade on the same Zoeva brush. And we're just going to go back in and just intensify it a little bit. If you wanted to be more precise, you could totally go in with like a small blending brush and do it, but your girl is not doing that. And you can kind of go back and forward with these steps, like if you feel like shit, actually I need a bit more softness, you can go in and add that back in and just take away any of those harsher edges, like so. I'm going to take the black from the Going Out palette, which is called Hangover. Appropriate. I don't really drink. I don't know why it was appropriate. Just think it's a good name. I love it when palettes like have really good names. When I'm also doing this, I'm using a fluffy brush, so again I'm using another Zoeva 227, and I'm just bouncing that black shade off, and then you can just sort of like merge it up a little bit. I'm going in with a small, this is a Three Wishes brush again from that same brush set. It's just a smaller like flat brush, and I'm just going in because your girl has creases on the inner parts of the eye, so I'm just going in there to make sure that they are covered. And like that, you know. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye because it would be weird if I didn't. Okay, and then now this part is pretty much like the blend game, so this is just where we go back. Oh, for God's sake, getting glitter everywhere. Like, I really don't even know how I've managed to pick up so much glitter and just get it everywhere. So this is now the blend game, where we basically go back and forward and blend out what we've done. I'm going back to the P. Louise palette. So I'm going back to that Love Struck shade, which was that first dark brown that we put on. We're starting to get a little bit more of like that hazy, you know, really smouldery I'm just going to go in with a bit more of that Beauty Bay black and just, you know, just basically go back and forward. Oh, there's glitter literally everywhere, like how have we managed this? I'm going to go in and just tightline the top of my eye. I do like to work in as much like logical stages as I can. So I'm just going to blacken out the top part of my eye. For like a black smoke, you need to make sure that there's no skin on show. You know, it's that one thing that you didn't do but makes such a massive difference. So yeah, this is NYX's Jumbo pencil. I also really love this pencil because it's kind of got like a wet look to it, and I love a bit of texture and like that kind of vibe. It's very waxy, so I'm a fan. What education do you have to get? What education do you have to get the job that you have now? This is a really, really interesting question because I actually have no makeup qualifications. I literally, I'm going to do the bottom of my eye as well. Yeah, I don't have any makeup qualifications. So the qualifications that I do have, I have my GCSEs, I have an A-level, I have a BTEC in broadcast and digital communication, which is basically like media and everything to do with media. And then I went to uni for a year and a half doing the same thing, absolutely hated it. So I dropped out of uni. I was working at MAC at the time. I'm using I'm using a MAC 217 brush. This is like a weird limited edition one, so it's not actually like a 217 at all, but it's a flat sort of fluffy shader. I'm going to turn it on its side and just start blending this out. For God's sake, there's glitter everywhere. Yeah, so that's what qualifications I actually have, but I also think that you don't need a qualification in makeup. Sometimes I feel like they can be, I wouldn't say more detrimental, but I feel like you just don't need that bit of paper, like especially with stuff like Instagram now. It's entirely up to you, like, and the person who obviously is like deciding on what they want to do. If you want the qualification, then you know you want the qualification, but I actually don't think it's necessary at all to have said qualification. Wow, that was out of focus. We're also looking very panda-like, which is exactly what I enjoy. But yeah, I think you don't necessarily need qualifications, but I think lessons are important. So if you are, say you're just like an aspiring makeup artist and you know you want to learn, but you don't necessarily want to do like a course. This is another clean Zoeva 227, by the way. Do a course with a makeup artist that you enjoy learning with, and obviously take those questions with you to them as you go. Does that make sense? So you can learn pretty much like everything that you need to learn. There's so many ways of doing it now, and as to say, especially with Instagram, yeah, you don't need it. You don't need qualifications. Your girl has no qualifications in makeup. Self-taught. And the next question is, what is your favourite nude lip combo and foundation? This completely like depends on my mood. My favourite lip combo, like nude lip combo, will always be like MAC Strip Down or Cork with Peach Stock lipstick. But at the minute I'm obsessed with a lipstick that I'm going to be wearing in this video, which is like, again, one of my favourite nude colours. It's from a brand called Ainsel and it's called Trench, and that lipstick is so nice, like easily rivals MAC lipsticks. So nice. We're back. Not that you'd know that I just went and did some shit, but I did. So I'm kind of trying to decide what glitter I want. If you wanted to, you know, you could follow this tutorial and you could totally do like a glitter on the lid if you wanted, but I think I am going to do, why am I talking like I can't process everything? I think I'm gonna do glitter underneath. But it's New Year's Eve! Oh, there's this. That will not come off my face. Right, okay, so panic over, crisis averted. I'm gonna do glitter like tears. I'm gonna put on my lashes now. In fact, I'm going to put mascara on first. Or am I? No. I'll do my lashes first. So I'm going to use some Lick and Lash Beauty eyelashes in the style Lulu. These are like my fave dramatic lashes. Shit. Okay, I'm just fucking chucking stuff now, mate. I am using the Eldora lash glue because it is the best lash glue. It's got no latex in it, so it's great. If any of you still use the duo glue that comes out white, that glue smells like fish. That glue smells like fish. And your clients might not even know that they have a latex allergy, but that could be a reason why you might get clients with watery eyes. Okay, so that first lash is ready to go on. I am using tweezers because I think tweezers are the easiest way of getting a pair of lashes on your face, on your eyeballs. So I am pinching in the middle, like so, holding the mirror underneath me, and we're on. Okay, we're good, we're on. And that was how you put on a lash. This one won't go on as easy because I've not left it for as long, but just anchor it in the middle. And there we go. Lashes are on. Yeah, here we go. Lashes are on, we are good. I'm gonna zoom you guys back out for a short while. Okay, this video is probably on a wonk. Ooh, we're just rolling with it. So I'm using the Topshop Ultra Blur Primer. If you are oily, you need this in your life. I keep on going on about it. I'm not sponsored. Today I'm putting this, I literally take a little bit and just start tapping it in. You know, like how when that post-shave balm trend was a thing? Yeah, kind of doing that. So I am taking the Topshop Long Wear Liquid Foundation in the shade Wheat. Don't know why I said it like that, that was very weird. Wheat, you know, like wheat. So I'm taking that on a 3 Wishes brush and I'm just starting to get that on my skin. Now I'm looking like a corpse, which is fantastic. So I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. This is a nice full coverage concealer, but it is a little bit more, I wouldn't say hydrating, it's definitely not hydrating, but it's just a little bit softer. And this is in the shade C6, and I'm just taking this down the kind of high points of the face. I really hope this video is lit okay because we have absolutely zero natural light. The weather is atrocious. I've only got 2 ring lights. The struggle is real. So I'm taking another 3 Wishes brush. This is like a kind of bigger concealer brush, and I'm just starting to, again, this is like a mini version of that brush that I was using for foundation. And so I'm just starting to blend that out. Then what I'm doing is taking the excess. I always blend the bottom bit first because you don't want to start blending up there because then you just get a line of concealer and it's absolutely shocking. So, and then you end up taking away far too much. So just dusting off what I had left on that brush, and I'm just running this really closely, like kind of parallel, and just slightly touching that eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go in with a bit of MAC's Medium Deep, and I'm just gonna use, this is like an old brush from Aphrodite London. This is like a very good dupe for the MAC 168, the old version. So it will eventually probably end up being a foundation brush. I'm just gonna start to bronze up my face. Because this foundation is matte, I can get away with starting to buff onto the skin. So the next thing that I'm going to do is highlight. I'm going to go and use the Mitchell palette. Oh shit. The Sub-Zero palette. I am going to use the shade Babley. I love me a peach highlight. And maybe a little bit of In Blankets as well, just because we can. Which is like the pink one. And when I highlight, I just literally go over the same place, and that's how you build up an intense highlight, like just really softly going over the same place. Basically, so you know how we were saying a second ago about how if you're using like Peach's pigments, you want to use a fluffy brush to like just tap them on. This is like the opposite, so you want to just keep going over the same spot again and again so you get that foiled look rather than just like a glittery look. I love this palette for clients, so if any of you girls or guys do makeup artistry and you're working on clients, this is a really nice palette for that, because it's just got so many different shades in it. So you've literally got a palette that can do anything. So now I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to take some of my Ico brow gel. I love this stuff for like creating texture and wet look in the brows. It makes them look fuller as well. So I'm just going to start by, I need to get some more because your girl is running low. So I'm just brushing up the hair. And then what I'm going to do is basically fill in the gap down below. So yeah, I'm just going to use some of my Illamasqua Brow Cake in the shade Thunder. So I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of Fix Plus. So I've got like so, and then when you run your brush in it, it creates almost like a kind of, it's not really a pomade, it's like a wet powder, obviously. And then I'm just going to start by filling in the gaps with some hair strokes. This is a Zoeva 317 winged liner brush. So I'm going to take some of the NYX glitter primer. This stuff is amazing. Yeah, I'm going to take some of that, pop it on the back of my hand, and then I am going to put this on with an old fluffy brush, and I think we're going to dip into a little bit of this Bad Bee iconic glitter, and just using this fluffy brush, I'm just going to dab. I know you probably couldn't see any of that. Just gonna dab some of that on, and then I'm gonna use another fluffy brush to apply said glitter. So I like to kind of pick up the glitter sporadically and then just place it on. Like so. Ooh, she bad! I'm using a brush that's a little bit more fluffy. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's fanned out, but can you see how it's like splayed? It just means that we get a little bit more of like a kind of sporadic application, which is kind of what you want for glitter really. I feel like if you use something that's too, if it's flat and it's dense, you're gonna get like a very, very packed on application of glitter, whereas if it's a bit more fluffy, you're gonna get more of like a shimmery vibe, like, and the glitter just looks more dispersed, if that makes sense. I'm gonna be extra because your girl does not know how to be anything but extra. I'm gonna pop a little bit of that NYX glitter primer over again, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of the NYX. It's like they're kind of, I don't know what the shade is actually. Not a clue. It's just their holographic glitter anyway. I'm going to pick that up on a brush that is a little bit more, just like a kind of, bit more dense basically, the opposite kind of brush to what we used before. Because we don't necessarily want this to be as sporadic, we can do that. So I'm just going to place that there. Ooh. Yes, big fan. I mean, it's New Year's Eve, like who's not going all out on New Year's Eve? Not me. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of the NYX Sandstorm lip pencil. That was probably a very badly lined lip. And then I'm gonna go in with this from Ansel. This is Trench lipstick. Such a fan. I'm gonna go and quickly do my hair and sort out my appearance, and then I'm gonna be back. Of course we've not added freckles because I'm an idiot. When I'm filming in front of like a camera, I just forget what the hell I normally do. So we feel a little bit more like me, obs. And I'm using Freck, by the way. Freck is literally so good. The only thing that I find when you're using a full coverage and then you want to put Freck over the top is obviously it's not going to sink in as much because you are putting it over the top of a full coverage. So it kind of, if you go to tap it in, it can kind of like take the freckle completely off. So you just have to take your time. Don't tap in as much. Just so we're not looking like we've, no. Cool, we are done. So we're done, this is the finished look. I hope you guys like it. It feels weird to be back and filming, but I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. But I hope to be able to get more time to film in the future. And yeah, let me know what you think. If you're gonna wear this out on New Year's Eve, let me know. If you recreate it, please tag me. I would love to see it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.